What's going on, people? Welcome back to Talks. You are listening to the sounds, the thoughts, the wisdom. We're about to break it down. We hope wherever you are, you're having a fantastic time. We hope life is good. And if not, we can bring a smile to your face for at least these next 20-30 minutes. How are we feeling today, guys?
We're feeling great. It's not been a bad week at all. I've literally had great positive moments from this week. Yeah. And let me just say, give a round of applause to my brothers with what they've been doing on the Instagram, keeping them reels going. I love it.
Thank you. I didn't realise you were giving us a round of applause. I started clapping. I was like, oh no, I should be clapping myself. But thank you. Yeah, how you feeling, my brother?
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Let's get this.
I'm refreshed, re-energized, reinvigorated. I've been on holiday this week and it's been so good to get away, rejuvenate myself and my soul and explore the world. Yeah, I'm in good spirits. And seeing you guys to end the week is the best way.
I'm sorry, before anything else happens, the audacity that these two men have, Fabian in the trackie, the do-rag and the glasses. The glasses? Hold on, you can't talk. Because you be in the baggy tee with the stripe design, you be in the do-rag, and them light trousers? You two are built different.
I wouldn't have even known about this t-shirt if Jed didn't find it. But you know what Jed did? He then slapped on the chain.
What do you mean?
What?
You mean this?
Yeah, that one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Looking splendiferous, a whole beautiful gang over here.
Splendiferous. Yeah. Before we get further, could you just break down for us in a minute or 2 minutes where you've been, how you've been feeling? What was life saying for your journey?
So I went to Malta for 5 days. I wanted to go somewhere hot that was on the green list and that would be easy to travel to, close to and cheap. I was there for, obviously, like I said, 5 days. I went to St. Peter's Pool, which is a pool where you can jump in from this, essentially like a cliff, 4 or 5 meters up. I wanted to do something adventurous. I walked through the capital city, Valletta, which is really small but incredibly beautiful. Lots of lovely kind of winding alleyways. Went on the water. We went to the Blue Lagoon, the Crystal Lagoon, swam in water that's probably about 20 degrees, which is like almost bath water temperature.
He did that in October, bruv.
Relaxed, unwound, read a book. Every single day I had a little kind of diary of my adventures and my travels and the wonderful moments, and it was nice to just reflect on the day and capture those moments. Yeah, Malta was amazing. I'd recommend it to anyone and everyone. Just go and explore the world.
Go and explore the world.
Go and explore the world. One of the greatest things you can do.
And that connects to a reel we dropped 2 days ago, which was created and edited by the man himself, Mr. Ethan Keynes.
Mr. Keynes.
All about exploring the world. Do it. Right, so let's get into this thing today. Let's get into it. We've got 3 questions that hopefully test your creativity, your memory, and push us and our listeners and viewers to think about the world in a slightly different way, or in just a way that excites them. So first question of the day is, and this could be from any medium in any way, what is your favourite game of all time? It could be a school game, it could be a game you played on a games console, it could be a board game, it could be a card game, whatever. What game is your favourite of all time?
I'm going to go last for this one, so I'm going to let you guys set the scene.
Oh, you see that? He played the reverse card. He played the Uno skip. He played the skip. Good job. I'm happy to go if you need some time.
I don't need time, but if you want to go, because you're leading the question.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is a game that I used to play in school.
Okay.
That's a game that if my mum is listening, I just want to apologise. Because genuinely, when my mum heard that I broke my foot playing this game, she was furious. It wasn't she was furious, she was just disappointed. She was just like, really? Doing that? And so this is a game that I've spoken about before in multiple places because I'm very passionate about this game. And it's called Patball.
Yeah.
Patball is genuinely one of the most interesting games that I've ever played because of its simplicity. In life, I find simplicity is key to enjoyment in a lot of places. And Patball, for anybody who doesn't know, is a game where you have a tennis ball or another form of bouncy ball, and you have a wall. And the purpose is, for at least my understanding of the rules, is you had to hit the ball, it had to bounce once, and then hit the wall. And then the next person was to play it. Now, there were 2 forms of ways of playing it. Is you would either have an order. So if us 3 were playing, it might go me, Fabian, Ethan, me, Fabian, Ethan. So I would hit it, then Fabian would hit it, then Ethan would hit it, and back around, right? Or the more tricky one was names. I don't know if you guys ever played names.
Yeah, I played
where literally as you go to hit it, I would say Fabian, and then you would know. And like everybody's always on job. You got to be ready.
Yeah.
And like sometimes there'd be like heated rivalries, and like if someone was like, "No, Jed's the best, not Even's the best, not Fabian's the best," imagine like I'm like, "No, they think Fabian's the best." I would just keep going Fabian, and you might keep going Jed, keep going Fabian, and like there's like 10 people in, but only 2 people are calling each other's names because they're just going at it and at it.
And it's so mad, especially the names one, because everyone's kind of jostling for position to make sure they're closest to go and get it.
Yeah.
So everyone's shoulder barging, and everybody, oh, it was in my way, I can't have that. And it will cause the most arguments in the world, but it's such a great game.
Yeah. And genuinely, like the energy that you get from that game, mad politics. It got political, but the reason why I love it so much, and the reason why I know that game at one point ran through my veins, is even when I broke my foot, even when I was on crutches, I still played that game. And just so you know,
Wow.
I went undefeated.
All right. All right, Tom Brady.
You know, like that. I really got 7 rings.
Hey.
Even though I'm holding up 8 fingers, I got 7 rings.
So what are you trying to say? Tom Brady's gonna win the next Super Bowl again?
He's gonna go.
He's gonna hold up 8 rings, right?
Sorry.
That's the only other way you can have 8 rings.
He's gonna throw a pick 6 in the NFC Championship to Marshawn Lattimore, New Orleans Saints Super Bowl. Let's go. Who that, baby? Who's up next?
We're gonna move away from what he just said, and we're gonna go to. You ready? Or you want me to go?
Ethan said I'm going last. Ethan already claimed the last one, you know.
Oh my bad. Okay, let me go. The reason why I didn't want to go because I like to always list off a few options, and obviously like Jed goes back to Pat Ball, and that was like a childhood game. Yeah. And I remember we was talking about this before. Yeah. And I remember I talked about Foursquare.
Foursquare is a bad boy game.
You know what I mean?
Bad boy game.
And you know what my thing is? I remember having the 4 squares, and you remember it was always like 1, 2, 3, and king. Yeah. Because if you're king, you start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
people would work so hard to get to that spot, you know.
You got to keep working the spot. And I always remember. Do you remember the queue always outside the square?
Whoa.
So you know, like you, if you got out, you join the back of the queue, and then the first person comes in, and you continue to play and play and play. And like I just remember, like you could be king for like 4 or 5 rounds. You think, I'm the king. I'm the king. Yeah. And such a great game. But for me, I'm not actually going to say that as my one.
He teased it and then moved in
there. I'm going to go back to PS2 days.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, I'm calling this my game, but I can't. No. What was it called? I can't really remember the name of the game.
Okay.
But
break it down for me. I'll find the name.
So it was a boxing game.
On the console?
PS2.
Yeah.
And when you won, you could knock them out the ring and they go flying.
Was it like a hip hop boxing or something like that?
Oh,
yeah.
So, you know, there's the guy with a big afro.
With
right?
the big afro, yeah. Was
yeah.
it called Fight Night?
No, it's not Fight Night. It's like something Rumble, I think.
Ready to Rumble boxing.
That might be it.
I'm gonna keep looking. You guys do your thing. I'm gonna keep looking.
Yeah, for me, like, that was one of the games I loved playing. Because between that and Simpsons Hit and Run, as a kid, I was always between the two. And I remember my friend always beating me on it. But I said, no, let's play it. Because you always want to knock each other out the ring. Yeah. But when you give them that uppercut at the end, they literally go flying like a missile. And it's like, this game for me was hilarious. And that's one of my childhood memories, playing it with my good brother. That's it. Ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble.
We got to show it to the camera.
Show the people.
Yeah. This game right here. Oh, can we see it? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you see that right there? Yeah. That is the game from childhood memories, PS2 days.
And the Don with the afro, who had the mic, always was going crazy and wild with it. Yeah. I wanted that character to be a presenter in real life.
Yeah. Crazy game, absolutely crazy. So that's my one. Yeah. Ethan, closing out, brother.
So I'm going to start off with a few honourable mentions. As expected by everyone, I think a lot of people are probably expecting chess. Yeah. They're expecting maybe Exploding Kittens.
If you've never played Exploding Kittens, genuinely get it right now. If you can, get it right now and play it with all of the people you love. It's wild.
What's the one that always kept you guys playing now with the cars and football?
Rocket League. That game is cheeky as well. Yeah, I'd recommend that.
It's a really fun game. But the game that I'm going to go to was a game that I used to play often at Scouts, but sometimes with my friends as well. With Scouts, we used to go on camps to like various forests, and it was a game that we could play at almost any single campsite. Yeah. And it was the game Runouts. where you had one person who was the seeker essentially.
Yeah.
Everyone else would then go and run out into this forest, into this wilderness, into this field.
Yeah.
And then the aim was to get back to base without being caught.
Yeah, bad boy then.
And
Bad boy
if
then.
you got caught, you then became one of the runners
Yeah.
around to catch these people. And the way we used to play it in a forest, we would have like a hut, which was the home base.
Yeah.
And we used to play it as the evening was coming in.
Yeah.
So you'd have these woodlands, and everyone would dress up in dark clothing. So there were times where I'd literally lay down and someone would jump over me.
Yeah.
They would run past me, and the level of excitement that I got during this game, trying to sneak past these people, was immense. It was undefeatable. It was just so thrilling and exhilarating to just be chased, and also be like, oh, there's someone there, and snake on someone to try and like win this game. And I was also very good at it, which makes it even more. It was just the most thrilling game I've ever experienced, and I'll play it right now if I had a group of people. I think we should play it one time.
I'm down.
You know what? You've just given me an idea. And I think we should discuss this off camera, but also I just want to post this idea to anybody listening. What if we just like got a few motivation people, crew down to come to like, you know, those places in Scouts that we used to go, which were just like really basic places, which just kind of were a room with beds in it and stuff, and maybe just like a communal space, which were connected to maybe like a big field or a forest or something. Booked one of those spaces for like a weekend, and just went, played games, tested skills, and like just had great conversations, and maybe start a campfire, roast some marshmallows, do all of that, and talk about this kind of stuff.
That can run so easily.
Guys, let us know, genuinely, anybody listening or watching, if you'd be down to join something like that, let us know, because just talking about those kinds of games and everything we're doing, like we could bring a PlayStation and a TV and play, like Ready to Rumble and stuff like that, right?
And so what you're talking about is like, as soon as you said that, it reminded me of when I used to go to like you said, an after school club.
Yeah.
And we used to go to the adventure playground, and there's always that one game we played. I can't remember if it was called London, like what's it called? Burning
How to describe it?
No,
Yeah,
so
what
like,
happens?
so the game is like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because you're in an adventure playground,
Yeah.
they play. If you touch the floor, you're it.
If you touch the
Floor is
floor,
lava.
floor is
Yeah,
lava.
that's it.
Yeah.
What's it called? There's something lava. That's what it's called. And I remember, because like, obviously it's an adventure playground, you don't have to touch the floor because there's so many things you can climb
you can jump
on,
around.
you can jump around, and anytime someone got touched, I'll be like, "You're it! You're gonna be it! You're it! Burning lava, whatever." That's it. The floor. I think it's called the floor is lava. I think it's called something like the floor is lava. And we used to have so much fun because, like, you know, you try to go to a hobby. Remember, someone's already it.
Yeah.
So if they it you, you're also it.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, and so like everyone will try to climb to the top or go the difficult route. You climb on the ropes, and like you talking about like those kind of games, it brings again back that childhood memories of doing those kind of things. And it's like you said, I would love to do that now with like a group of people just to see how we actually react. Yeah. How we do, and bring back all those memories, have good times. Yeah. What Motivational Moments is about, people. It's about good times, positive energy.
Let us know. Are you going to join the crew?
Moving on.
That was really good. That was a really good start. So now we're going to go to a much calmer space in our minds, a much calmer space in the episode, where we are going to ask for you to describe a moment in which you just sat there and lived it, and just sat in it. Whatever it could be, you just sat there and enjoyed it, right? So, for example, there was the first time I ever walked out onto Wembley Stadium. Yeah. Working with the NFL, going out onto the games. And this is an 80,000 capacity stadium. Yeah. And walking out of the tunnel, seeing what these professional athletes see, and just seeing everyone. I just took about 10 seconds to hear the stadium, to feel is cold air on a stadium that I don't find anywhere else. Just this really kind of chill that runs through you, but isn't cold, doesn't make you cold, and just experience that. It could be that. It could be a moment when you're sitting within nature. It could be a moment when you're in traffic, in your car, but listening to music and you were one at peace. Yeah. So who would like to go first and describe that moment for us?
Go ahead.
I'll go first this time.
Nice.
Last time. So
Ethan said back to back. I see.
So,
sorry, before you go, did you just go there? Was that you?
No, I was just explaining.
Because you explained a lot there. I was like, right, is he good?
I appreciate it. Just wanted to give a good example, you know?
Okay.
So, there were two times that came up. They both involved nighttime or like sense of darkness. But the time that immediately sprang to mind was I was in Vietnam and we had decided to take a 2-day cruise out to Halong Bay. For those who don't know what Halong Bay is, just Google it. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, an area of natural beauty on the islands, and I can only describe it as a sea full of small islands, huge rocks that are emerging from the water that create an incredibly kind of beautiful landscape and horizon. In the way that they're constructed and the amount of greenery and growth on these islands is just gorgeous. And part of this experience was us taking a canoe out into this, and I was with one of my dearest friends, one of my best friends from university, and we had just completed our 4th and final year. We were waiting for our exam results, and we decided to go all the way to Vietnam together, along with his brother and his father, and it was an amazing journey. And this canoe ride involved us taking a canoe around the fishing villages, and some of our guides said, just exclusively to myself and him, you don't go down that way. There is like a demon there that you shouldn't go. But then they were like, but you should go. It was a bit cheeky. Yeah. So we were like, we have to go there. So we took this left turn away from everyone else, away from the kind of path that had been outlined, and you go through a narrow passage in which you have to paddle through, and you are greeted with almost a 330 degrees of sheer just rock face, vegetation, and the sounds of crickets, and that's it. Wow. The water is flat. It's entirely peaceful, and we took our paddles back onto the board and just sat there for 10-20 minutes, just going, wow, this is incredible. This is peaceful. We are sitting on the water. We are enjoying beautiful weather. We're enjoying each other's company, and it felt like the perfect kind of moment, the perfect way to kind of signal the end of our university adventure, sharing this journey together, and also just sharing this experience that I will never and we will never have again, and just floating and being and existing in that space and feeling entirely comfortable was my serene moment.
Nice. That was really I'm feeling very relaxed after that. I'm like, I see it, I'm there. So thank you. I hope you were transported as well. Anybody listening and watching, because did we want to just stop the podcast and just imagine we're all there for a minute?
Definitely.
There is a chaotic part of me that wants to go, oh guys, like really raise my voice and just shout, who's next? But I'm gonna let the moment breathe.
I'm actually gonna let Jed take it next, actually.
Oh yeah. So you know what? I've spoken about this trip. We've spoken about this trip very recently on the podcast. But recency bias is a powerful thing, and this is the most prominent moment in my mind when I can truly picture and depict an image to claim and grasp a hold of. And that would be when we went down to the South Coast very recently. And me and Ethan ran 20k cross country. And then after we did that, after we put those Ks under our belt, and we'd had our lunch, we were taken to this riverside to what do you remember what river it was?
The River Dart in Dartmoor.
Yes, the River Dart in Dartmoor, and we walked along the bank of the river for about 10-15 minutes. And the part of me was like, we've been walking for a minute now, like after all that running, I'd like to sit down. But you know what, the walk was completely worth it, because we get to this opening, this space, and there were a few drops in the river which created with rocks in the middle, which created these different currents that were crashing off of the rocks, but not in a violent way, just added energy to the river. And we jumped in, and I slowly clambered my way up the river, and I remember looking over at Ethan, and Ethan was sitting on the side of the bank just watching me as I slowly fought the current to get up to this spot. And what I did was I perched myself in between the rocks, and I was sitting with my back leant against the biggest rock, so there wasn't water coming directly over me, but it was crashing over either side of me and coming down, and it was really refreshingly cool and cold. And this was while Carl was swimming against the current, and I think you had your legs just dipped in the water, and your mum was taking pictures and enjoying the water as well. And I just remember sitting there for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, probably too long considering the temperature of it, and being at one with myself, but also with the unit I was with the other three wonderful people I was with, people I love, and in a space that I loved, and I felt completely fulfilled as the water crashed and people smiling and talking and laughing. There's not quite a moment else that I can currently grasp that really I was fully in the moment like that. After such a physical experience, to be taken from that into such a spiritual and ethereal experience, there's not quite a word to describe it, I think.
It's powerful, bro.
That's me.
Having again been there, that was again a level of comfort that I'd not seen you achieve, and it was interesting, the contrast, because I was cold in that water. I was like, wow, this is cold, and your toughness, and also Carl and Kate's toughness, is incredible.
Listen, I've seen you both get in cold water. So I don't.
When I say this was another, but there was something that connected you with that water, and it was similar when we did the hike together. I remember when this man went into the lake and was just swimming around. And that level of cold, it's like I think you also sleep that way. Sleep with the windows wide open throughout the whole season, and that brings your body a level of peace and comfort, and you look like you were entirely just in a state of full on relaxation, and it was wonderful.
I felt very zen. And maybe there's something in that. Maybe I should just move to a really cold country. Maybe that's the answer. Because my brain is a live wire. So that cold water did just shut my brain down to a single thought. There's something in that. So, Fabian, take it through.
Yeah, I think I got to go back to when I first came back out of jail. That's not even the moment. But I have to talk about the experience that leads to the moment. It's the whole me coming out end of 2018 and being on tag, coming back to play American football, on tag, coming to the evenings, got to get home quickly to make sure I make it home, playing that season, first couple games, still on tag, still on probation, and everything, and we're winning these games. Now, fast forwarding a little bit to the final. We get to the final of the season, of the 2019 season. And it's not a battle, but there's a lot of mistakes. And I beat myself up because I made 2 big mistakes on special teams. And I know I can do better. And the whole moment for me of serenity, feeling at one, feeling home, came to me at the end of that game where we just won the game. And I remember I was crying my eyes out because in my head I was like, in under, say, 9 months, I left a place where I was seen as a convict, and now I'm a national champion. And it's like, now I feel one again with this place. Like I feel normality. And I remember I was trying to hold it back, but I remember I walked away from everyone because it got so emotional for me, because it was like, I have not played this sport in 3 years. So to come back and win a national championship after you had a freaking number put on your back, and it's literally like the government just say you're this. And for me to leave that all behind, come back to that, see all my teammates, all my friends happy with that on there, and to know to feel welcome again, to feel a part of something again, to, like I said, to feel I belong back in society. Like the whole the crying was from joy, and it's just to be able to be like, yes. And for me, that was, I think, a very big moment, because it didn't hit me till we won. Like, we was winning all these games, we never lost a game, but when we won the national championship, and I think you heard it on the tannoy, and they said, and the Warriors are national champions again. For me, it was like, I'm a national champion. And that was the thing, it was going through my head constantly, this time last year, you was in a cell. And from, I can't, the experience and, just the emotions going through me, I couldn't think about it. And it's as soon as you said that question, it's I'm sitting there now, and I've almost cried again thinking about it, thinking about the emotion that went through me to think, you know what, Because it wasn't just the fact that I came out, I didn't go back to my old jobs, I didn't have no job, so I was finding a new job. So it's like I literally was finding my feet. And for me, I think that was the first level to say, you're actually okay. Look what you've done already, and it's only been a year. And that's what I think continued to push me further and further and say, there is nothing you cannot do.
No.
So that was my one experience, bro. And that's it. That's the one I'd say, like, literally. There's other things I was thinking about, but that one there, and I thought, like, you know what? You know when you can't control your emotion, and really, I remember when that whistle blew, I was just like, this is mad. Like, you know, like when I think about it now, I think about how mad that moment was. Like, I played half that season on tag.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you know how crazy that is? Like, I played a European game with a tag around my ankle, bro.
Yeah. I remember you saying, this game better be at home, because otherwise I can't go.
That's it. And I was like, whoa. I remember finishing probation and be like, oh. It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah. And you make a really, really, really good point about the whole, like, the prison experience, and that it is dehumanizing. You became a number, you became a colour and a number, and a nondescript person. And that moment, with again, a number on your back, but a number that means something to you, was an incredibly humanising moment, because you put in that work, and it was the start, I would say, by the sounds of it, the start of that path to where you are now and building that came from that moment of serenity, that moment of joy and realisation that you are once again human. And that's not a moment, like, I was at that game, and I didn't know any of that, and I'm really thankful that you shared that on this podcast, because that moment is so incredibly powerful, and one that both, like, a lot of people wouldn't understand, would have missed.
Completely.
Like one of our friends, Nahum, he saw me. He's like, keep your head up, son. Like you got this, bro. And I think that he already knew why I was crying, because he knew like where it come from.
If
Like,
anybody knows the name,
you know what I mean? Like, so it was
He
just
knows
like,
you the most.
yo, like, bro, like, it was so, like, when I say that was so mad, it was like literally. And the thing is that when, like you said back there, the prison experience, like a number on your back, is like, you got to remember, when you're out here, everyone's just living life. Now, I only went away for a little while, but it's like I said to, like, a lot of you, like I said, the difference is I went out and did that in 9 months. I left someone that's got another 20 years. So when I feel it, it's not just me. I feel it. I feel the place I left. I feel how much life is lost in these people. Yeah, they've done things wrong and whatever, but it's the whole thing of, like, actually love your life, because you do not understand how many people want life right now, they can't have it. And it's like one of the Thursday night thoughts I said before. Once life is over, that's it, it's over. There's no take backs. There's no repeat button. There's no refresh. There's no revive me. There's none of that round here. It's like, once it's done, you're forgotten about. And that's the hard truth. And that's what I feel like prison does to a lot of people. It's like, we're not going to talk about him, but R. Kelly, for instance, I'm saying he's sentenced, right? Everyone now's talking about him. Oh my God, he got 100 years. Do you think in the next 5 years anyone's going to talk about him anymore? He's in jail. Like, another experience, another person I'll say is, what's his name that played Blade?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. When he went to jail, did anyone talk about him?
I didn't know Wesley Snipes went to jail.
Right, and that was for tax. Because he pays taxes.
Oh, wow.
You see? And that's the whole thing. Life doesn't stop once you're out here. When you're in there, it stops. But everyone in there thinks, oh, it ain't changed. Then you come out, and next thing you know, last time you was outside, it was iPhone 3. Now it's iPhone 12. Oh, but life ain't stopped. I came out, and freaking Greenwich had 4 new freaking skyscrapers. I was like, oh, great. I've only been in 9 months.
Well, change is real fast.
But we'll move on from that, man. But very, very powerful experience. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've not felt like that in years. And it was so mad to feel that emotion, to feel like I've achieved something. Because I think that was the first thing I fully achieved coming back. That meant so much to me.
And here we sit.
a sofa of national champions.
National champions, baby.
So, final question of the day.
Yeah.
Moving into a different realm again. So we've gone games, we've gone mindfulness, and now we're into Robin Banks. Apparently,
Robin Banks.
Robin Banks, hypothetically and metaphorically, that is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I'm not trying to rob no banks.
You
Really,
sure?
I've seen The Dark Knight, and that didn't look fun.
Wasn't it you on the Italian job?
No, that was the other guy, Michael Caine. We're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Wasn't it you in Hatton Garden the other day?
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell them. I'm trying to get away with it.
Is that why you live in Kensington?
So the final question of the day is: we like things in threes. We like our trio questions. So the third question with the trio is: what 3 people would you take to go on a bank heist, a bank robbery?
Fiction or non-fiction? Or both?
You know, I was going to go non-fiction.
I'm going non-fiction.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
liking to keep it real people.
Okay.
And moving with it. So I'm going to start to give you guys some time. Mainly also because I don't want you guys to jump in and take my people, because that could happen here.
Cool.
So,
Good luck with that.
so the first person I'm going to start with is Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if any of you had picked Idris, but no, Idris Elba has been in so many movies, right? So many shows in which he is the smartest person in the room. He is the leader of a conversation. He is moving very fast. He's solving a crime. He's doing a crime. Like, he just understands at least how to act in nefarious situations, in situations where he might need to be somebody else to get us to where we need to go. Yeah. So like, he could potentially get us out of the situation if we got caught, or he could potentially get us into the situation as we're trying to do the crime.
I know for a fact that he knows how to use guns because he's in right now a cowboy movie,
yes.
as well as in Luther he shoots people.
I can't lie, Luther was definitely the starting point to me getting to Idris. So then number 2 is Beyonce. It's Beyonce.
Why?
So have you guys seen Ocean's 12?
Yeah.
So have you seen Ocean's 12?
Yes.
So it's not. It's a partial spoiler. It's in the middle of the movie. To get away with a certain heist of one of the things that they're trying to do, they bring in Danny Ocean's wife, who looks incredibly like what's her name? She is the actor.
She is the actor.
She is the actor that she.
It's basically, they had like, for instance, they had Beyonce playing Beyonce.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you look like this person.
Yeah.
And so they brought them in to do that. And then Bruce Willis comes in and he's like, oh, hey, you're here.
Yeah,
and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm here. And like, she has to kind of play that she is this person. When she actually is a person in real life, it's very funny. Watch Ocean's 12.
Yeah.
I would use Beyonce in that same way. Beyonce would be the perfect distraction. One, because Beyonce is maybe the best performer of this generation, and that's a conversation we might do another day. But Beyonce is an incredible performer, is an incredibly smart human being, and an incredibly stunning human being. Is very eye-catching, would capture the attention of everybody in the place, which means we could use her as a diversion, as a distraction. But then also, she's smart enough to come up with the whole thing herself.
Yeah.
So it could be used in multiple ways. She's a very versatile talent. So I've got Idris Elba and I've got Beyonce. And then, were you going to have a question?
No, go.
Okay, cool. So then the last one I'm going to go for, and this is mainly just because of how cool he is under pressure, and this is Roger Federer.
Okay.
Ooh. I've seen Roger Federer down 2 sets and match point in a Wimbledon final, and come back to have his own match point in that same match. Yeah. I have seen Roger Federer handle every single stupid question the media gives him perfectly fine. With cool calmness. That's what we need when we are taking money from a bank.
Yeah.
We need the calmness. Because we've got 2 performers up front. They're going to be doing a lot. Roger Federer, I've never seen that man perform with any form of energy ever. Even when he's gracing across the court with the forehand, backhand, serve and volleys, all of that. He just seems like he's always very, very calm.
There's an effortless manner about him, and it's just incredible.
Exactly that. And also, he is Swiss, so he can get us into those big Swiss banks. See? So, do you see what I'm saying? He's got the connections to make the things happen. So my 3, Idris Elba, Beyonce Knowles, and Roger Federer. Who's up?
You want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. No, I'll go.
I finished last one, so let me go.
Oh, wow. He set you up, you know.
Ask me.
He set you up. He said, do you want to go? Don't worry about it. I got this.
Go on, hit me with it, King.
Alright, cool. So first of all, I like what you said about the distraction.
Yeah.
So straight away, I'm saying Kanye West.
Kanye West is the perfect distraction, you know.
Because you walk in a bank and they'll be like, what? Kanye West? Huh?
Banks don't care about me.
Yeah.
You see this coat?
What do you mean I can't take $100 million in cash? I own this bank. I got the money to buy the bank. You know, like that's what I'm trying to hear that energy.
It's true,
I'm like,
you know.
yeah,
It's true.
I need
It's
that.
true, yeah.
And then I was also thinking, how I need someone suave. Like, who always plays a suave character? And who did I think about? Tom Hardy.
He's thought about Fabian, because Fabian is the suavest guy I know.
No,
Let's get it.
It's Keynes's.
Yeah, for real. You see him in the fit?
Oh,
Crazy.
I ain't got glasses like baby.
Ooh.
You can see clearly how fine
I
he
don't know.
is.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so I'm actually gonna say Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I like that.
Because I think he could come in the bank, you know, and scope the place all suavely. Security will talk to him.
Yeah.
And then just disappear.
Yeah.
And think that darkness is his ally.
Yeah, well, we're
Yeah.
not gonna talk about the Bane part
I
of
was
it.
born in the dark.
That's what I mean. Like that's the whole dark side of it.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring that out. Just like in Legion.
He also played the Cray twins, though, didn't he?
Exactly.
He played, and
That's
he
what I was
played
gonna
like
say.
gangsters who could handle all that. So.
And he's a gangster in Peaky Blinders as well.
Oh, it's true. I've not seen it, but I've seen him like do
Runs
that
on
thing.
the canals in London and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But what if Venom comes out of his shoulder and starts talking? It's a bit like,
Gang.
yeah,
I'm
he's a
here-
gang.
I'm here
Yeah,
for
fair
it.
dues.
I'm
Venom
here
will just
for
start
it.
eating people.
Yeah, for it.
Yeah, you're right.
By the way, Venom is out, people. Let us know.
Oh, is it?
It's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, let us
today.
know because I'm probably not going to watch it.
Tomorrow. And the last one, because fun fact I heard, yeah, if this person was to commit a crime in the UK,
This is good.
they can't actually be arrested.
Oh,
So this is why I wanted this person on my team,
Yeah.
because they can walk out with the cash and be left alone.
Yeah.
And that is Her Majesty the Queen.
Oh, Lizzie!
Yeah.
Lizzie!
That is A1.
Bell up Liz real quick!
Yeah. Because she can't be arrested. So I'd be like, listen, drive this car with $100 million in the back, £100 million in the back, straight to the hood.
Straight to the hood.
Straight to the hood.
I can see Lizzie in the Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
with just money in the back, just windows open as they just fly out, and
Yeah.
she's just like, "Yeah, I got you."
And it wouldn't look out of place because she's the queen.
It's Liz, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Lizzie
Exactly.
got us.
Right.
That's
yeah.
clever. The one challenge I'd make to you there is, I feel like the last two, Lizzie and Tom Hardy, make sense. But Ye, I feel like halfway through, Ye would change the plan. You know how Ye is like,
but
the
that's
lazy-
why he's the distraction.
So you're not even going to tell him the plan. You're
No.
just like, Kanye, go and do your thing.
So I would tell him the plan and expect him to change the plan, but the plan I told him is not going to be the plan.
You didn't even tell him that you were robbing the bank. You just said,
Yeah.
Kanye, go in there. And
Yeah.
he just naturally is like,
Exactly.
you guys ain't looking at me. Look at me.
It's that real. I'm gonna say. I'll tell you what. I've got a great idea. You're gonna perform in a bank. That's it.
Did you hear what this man said?
Perform in a bank.
And he would, he'd just walk
Yeah.
in there. Strobe lighting from somewhere. Kid Cudi jumps from the roof.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, all of the lights.
Oh,
Lights. flashing.
Riri comes out
Yeah.
of nowhere. Beyonce, who is doing my heist, is all of a sudden vocalizing. Oh, God damn.
So you call up Kanye and he's like, "That's right, I'm in it."
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm telling you. Literally, that's what I want to hear.
even take it home. Who's your friend?
I've gone less fun and more practical than you guys. Shock of the year. The first person is a YouTuber that I watch.
Oh, no.
His name is self-explanatory. He's the lock-picking lawyer.
Okay.
He reviews locks on YouTube, and it seems incredibly dull and innocuous, but it is one of the most thrilling things. It's like, oh my god, what is he going to do? If he says, oh, this is a pretty alright lock, it means the lock is amazing. That is the quality of his ability.
Yeah.
Banks, safes, he can get through any and every single one, and he's going to have the kit for it. Also, he's entirely anonymous. No one knows what his face looks like. No face, no case. Boom.
Ooh. He's just any guy.
The next person, one of the greatest drivers of all time, an inspiration to me, and a person who just collaborated with a friend of a friend on some wonderful t-shirts that expressed this poem in a fantastic way, and that is Lewis Hamilton, the greatest F1 driver in history.
The greatest. Know about that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Who you putting there?
I'm just joking. joking. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
yeah.
I didn't see you guys
The
react.
greatest Top Gear driver.
Number
ever.
one.
Top Gear driver as well.
Yeah, he did a F1 star in like a reasonably priced car.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
the king of
Yeah,
the
he's
ring.
number one. Yeah.
And he can do everything. He's got the suaveness. He knows how to deal with money. He's not going to get too
I heard his team
overexcited.
fake. His team cheats though, but we continue.
I know Lewis Hamilton standing in this building. That man is a shining
I'm
inspiration.
joking, Lewis Hamilton, man. Do your thing, man. Shout out you.
Yeah. He's an incredible human being.
And yeah, like when we get out of the bank, we need to go somewhere fast.
Nobody's catching you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens. Nobody is catching you.
He's catching us.
And he's
Who
winning the
must?
trophy as well. He does it somehow. He'll just break a record because that's who he is.
Yeah.
And finally, I want to make sure that when I rob this bank, they know that there's a signature left behind. Like that is the sign of a great
I see what's
heist.
coming.
So I have chosen another person with no face, a faceless artist, Banksy, who is also incredibly anti-capitalist in his artwork. So he's going to leave this beautiful mural that will then probably be sold by someone. That money will then go to charity, which will basically be a massive FU to this building, this bank that we've robbed.
Yeah.
We
You
have
see
got
what he did there? He's gonna rob a bank
And
but
flex on them.
then replace it.
Yeah.
Because the money he would have took from the bank
Oh, yeah, it's true,
with the
actually.
art
Yeah.
is gonna replace the money they took.
Yeah,
I
sure,
like that.
actually, yeah.
I like that.
and go flex on them. 'Cause
Yeah.
Banksy will be like, hey, here's a balloon.
Us.
F you. This will self-destruct in the next day.
That's that's actually
Brilliant.
genius. I can't lie,
Yeah.
that's genius. The problem with that is that is Lewis Hamilton will have to turn up for Mercedes at some point, and then they'll be like, "We saw you," and then he'll be like, "Catch me again, then!" And then we're going around the track.
That sounds like a Hamilton problem because I'm gonna be on a beach sipping drinks. I'm
Seven
like,
drinks with Banksy and the lock-picking locksmith. Let's get it. That's
I
crazy.
don't know, that was probably one of our best three I enjoyed, where
Yeah.
it was so versatile, different
Yeah.
kind of things coming out there. That was great. That was cool.
No, you're completely
Cool,
right.
guys. Yeah, cool, man.
Guys,
That's
we
nice.
want to know who are your three? Who are you robbing banks with? Who are you performing heists with? And also, what's the Ocean's movies? They're fantastic.
Ocean movies are amazing. Even Ocean's 8 with the women on it, they do a great job with Rihanna when she plays 8 Ball.
Rihanna in that
I love it.
performance is
Love it.
incredible.
Because is it Sandra Bullock? She goes, so what's your name? 8 Ball. So what do they call you? Ball. What do they call you? 8 Ball. I'm like, what?
Yeah, a great movie, and the whole franchise. I enjoy all of them. I can't think of a single one I don't enjoy.
Yeah, they're all great.
But also watch Rick and Morty's spoof on heists because that is just as funny.
Rick and Morty.
But guys, that's the show. That's it. That's Talks for another week.
Another week, fun episode, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know. What is a moment when you felt serene? What is your favourite game? And what 3 people would you rob a bank with? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we love you. We hope you're happy. And we hope you find joy in everything you do. But from the team, we are over and out.
Peace.